Good morning, students. Today is 11th August 2020. I'm going to take an English class for you. Topic: The Ant and the Cricket. Appreciation part, second, third and fourth stanza. This is a poem you can see on the screen. The Ant and the Cricket. Once again, I will recall it. Here the poet brings out the idea that is essential for every creature. He conveys this message to the readers through a story of an ant and a cricket. The ant spends all its summer saving for the future. The cricket sings and dances happily in the summer. He doesn't save anything for the winter. When winter comes, he is worried that his kitchen cupboard is empty. So, he seeks the help of the ant to have some grains and a warm place to stay. The cricket was even prepared to repay it in the future. The ant made it clear that ants never borrow or lend. He also inquired the cricket if it had saved anything when the weather was fine. The cricket answered that it had sung day and night, enjoying the pleasant nature. The ant threw the cricket out and stated in a stern voice it should dance in the winter season too. In his concluding lines, the poet affirms that this is not just a fable, but it is true and applicable to human beings also. Now on your screen, you can see the second stanza. I'll read the poetic lines. It's an appreciation part. You can see your textbook, page number 117, 118. Already I have completed the first stanza. Now you can see the second stanza. See the poetic lines. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. I'll read the lines again. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. So who is the speaker in this line? Who is the speaker in this stanza? First stanza, the cricket was the speaker. The second stanza, see here, not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. He is searching the food now, here and there. See here, who is the speaker here? Cricket. So, remember, the answer is cricket here in the second stanza also. See, what could he find on the ground? What is the first question? What couldn't he find on the ground? See, not a crumb to be found. Already I gave the meaning in the previous videos. Crumb means a piece of bread. What couldn't he find on the ground? He couldn't find any trace of food or grain on the ground. Why was the ground covered with snow? Read the lines to get the answer. It was winter season. See, snow. During winter season only, the ground is covered with snow only. It's natural. During rainy season, rain, water. Summer, it's too hot. Here, winter, ground is covered with snow. What does crumb mean? Crumb means a piece of bread. See the next question. What does the phrase the snow-covered ground mean? What does the phrase the snow-covered ground mean? The phrase the snow covered ground means the weather was cold and snowy. Why was the ground covered with snow? Because the weather was cold and snowy. How is the winter described here? How is the winter described here? The winter is described as a season with snow on ground. See the poetic lines? Snow on ground and no flowers and leaves on the trees. See here, read the poetic lines. On the snow covered ground, not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. When the ground is covered with snow, so there is no flowers on and leaves on the tree. What could not see a flower? Who could not see a flower? Who could not see a flower? Who is the speaker in this stanza? Cricket is the speaker in this stanza. See here, not a flower could he see. See the word he is given there. He refers to whom? Cricket. Who could not see a flower? The cricket could not see a flower. Not a leaf on a tree. Next question. Not a leaf on a tree. What season is mentioned here? What season is mentioned here? Winter season is mentioned here. Now the rhyme scheme. How you have to write the rhyme scheme? You have to first underline the last word of the poetic lines. Underline the first word, the first line, founder, second line, ground, third line, sea, fourth line, tree. Now begin with letter A. Put A first itself near found. So found matches with ground. So again put A. So A. Now see the second, third word, sea, tree. Both the word matches. It's rhyming word also. So you have to put B. Now see the third stanza. I'll read the third stanza. Oh, what will become, says cricket, of me? At last, by starvation and famine, made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant to see if to keep him alive he would grant. See here? Read with interest. Oh, what will become, says cricket, of me? At last, by starvation and famine, made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant to see if to keep him alive he would grant. In this third stanza, who is the speaker again? See here? Who is the speaker again? Cricket is the speaker again. What made the cricket bold? What made the cricket bold? Starvation and famine made the cricket bold. See the poetic lines. Read it very carefully and interestingly. At last, by starvation and famine made bold. Something happened to him that made him bold. What is the matter? What happened to him? Due to starvation and famine, he became little bolder. Why did the cricket drip and tremble? Why did the cricket drip and tremble? Because the weather was wet and cold. Because the weather was wet and cold. What is the meaning of dripping? Soaking. Trembling, shaky. Now see the next question. Whom did the cricket want to meet? Whom did the cricket want to meet? Now where is the cricket going? What is the plan of the cricket? Now see here. The cricket wanted to meet a miserly ant. Why? To borrow food or grains from it. So now he got little bold enough. Now he's ready to go and meet the ant For what? To borrow food or grains from it. Is the cricket happy according to the first line? Read the first line. The question is the cricket happy according to the first line? Oh, what will become, says cricket, of me? Is he happy? No, the cricket is not happy. See how sad he is. Oh my God, you say sometimes. Oh, what will happen to me? In the same way, the cricket also says, oh, what will become, says cricket, of me? Is the cricket happy according to the first line? No, the cricket is not happy. What kind of ant is it? Next question, what kind of ant is it? Read the poetic lines. It will tell you, it will show you what kind of ant is. See here, what kind of cricket was in the first stanza. He was young and silly. But here, see, what kind of ant is it? It is a miserly ant. It is a miserly ant. What is the meaning of miserly? Hesitant to spend money. Hesitate. Someone hesitate to spend more money. So this ant is very hesitating now to give some grain or food to the cricket. So that's why called as miser or miserly. Now next question. What is the rhyming scheme of the above lines? See here, first underline on the last word of the poetic lines. First line, me. Second line, bold. Third line, cold. Fourth line, ant. Fifth line, grant. Now see here, me, bold, cold. Me is A. There is no word that matches me. So A is over. Now put another letter B. Bold, cold. So both are matching. So put BB there. Now see there, ant, grant. So again CC. So A, BB, CC. Now what is the rhyming words there? Find out the rhyming words. Bold, cold, ant, grant. Thank you, children.